Good morning, everyone. Bow. This is your main man, Mark Fuller. I'm here to shoot my shot for the day. This is the Free World Order, another video archive for the books. It's my sincere hope that these videos get to reach as many people as possible in order to provoke people's thoughts, get them thinking about what we're here to do while we're on this earth, and really whether or not we're making the best use of our time while we are here, and if we're contributing to the whole of humanity versus just thinking about ourselves. Every man for theyself seems to be the theme, but it's my belief that we're not here for that. We're here to change the world and make it a place where all human beings are able to live, to coexist, to have a good, abundant life, and to do so without a price tag, without a cost. It's hard enough being born as a human being. I think that that's probably worth what people seem to think it is that we owe when we're here. You know, people tend to think that we're here to earn a living. Being born is payment enough. Your odds of being born is 1 out of 4 trillion. So just the fact that you're here at this present time on this planet means that you've already won. Now, let me get into my topic. As a matter of fact, before I get into my topic for the day, I want to thank everyone for liking the Facebook page, for subscribing to the YouTube channel, and for joining us with a $1 monthly contribution in order to help us build the first resource-based city on the planet, which will lead to more cities being built in perpetuity. If you're not familiar with what a resource-based city or resource-based economy is as of yet, be sure to take a look at thevenusproject.com. It will familiarize you with what it is and how it's a hell of a lot better than what we're doing right now. The topic of this video is the establishment is playing a trick on you. The establishment is playing a trick on us. People are really living inside of an illusion. People are delusional, thinking that things work a certain way and thinking that they are restricted to the confines of the way that this entire system that we call life is working. People, say things without understanding what they're saying. Oh, well, life is beautiful. Oh, well, life is not fair. Life is hard. Life is this, life is that. To some degree, that's a subjective statement to make. Probably the individual that's making the statement is who it applies to. Most people will say, well, life's not fair and this and that, and that's why things happen the way that they do. Count your blessings. And really all of these different statements that we tend to make as people dismisses and excuses the way that things are in our environment, and it excuses our responsibility to change the way that things are in our environment. If you just leave everything up to the establishment, then the systems that are in place will win the day every time. Just like now, we're using a monetary-based system. We use money every day. Money is the medium of exchange. So anything that you want to get, you have to have the money to buy it with. That's the way that this system is set up. Now, do we leave it there? In other words, do we just accept that that's how everything is? Or do we examine what it is that we're doing, begin to educate ourselves on what it is that we are a part of? Because most people don't even know what money is. I guarantee you that the average person, and we're talking about billions of people all across this world, do not understand the dynamic of money and the way that it works. Yet, billions of people are using money every day. Billions of people are subjected to what money limits you to having every day. Most people don't drive the type of car that they want. Most people don't most people don't live in the type of house that they want to live in. Am I lying? Most people do not live where they want to live, in the type of home that they want to live in. They don't have their children in the type of schooling that they would like to. Okay? All of this because of what? Because they cannot afford to do what they want to do, what they really want to do. This is the trick that the establishment is playing on everyone. Having you thinking that things just work a certain way and there's nothing that you can do about it. And it's a trick. So then we have people who will come up into the system, and because they've been adjusted to the system, they're thinking, well, you got to get ahead. And in order to get ahead, you got to get a better job or get multiple jobs, increase your income. That's the only way to get ahead. When you say get ahead, it would indicate that if you're ahead, that there's someone behind you, right? So are you within the confines of a system that requires you to get ahead in order to get closer to the things that you actually want to have? And the answer to that is yes. That's the system that you're a part of. It is it promotes the mentality of every man for himself. But human beings, by nature, we are always responding and reacting to the environment that we're in at the time. So the way that we behave and we conduct ourselves is a direct reflection of the conditions of the environment that we're in. All the time. So the establishment is playing a trick on you because it has you thinking that you cannot change the environment that human beings are functioning in, that things are just a certain way. This is how it is. Deal with it and make the best of it. And that is a serious problem for us collectively as human beings, because now what it does is it actually removes the power that we collectively have. And instead of us utilizing that power for the benefit of all of us, we give that power to the select few individuals that are operating, running, manipulating, and controlling the entire establishment. And as a result of that, controlling masses and millions of people simultaneously without people even being aware that that's what's happening. This is the system in a nutshell, what I just explained. And all of the distractions are designed to keep you away from this education that I'm giving right now. I'm exposing the system. Most people are so distracted and caught up in the way that the system is set up that anytime they hear someone talk the way that I'm talking, oh, this guy's boring. Oh, what is he talking about? Well, the bottom line is you got to, get to money if you want to get a better life. You need to make money if you want a better life. We're dealing with millions of people, billions of people, in fact. As human beings, ideally, it is in our best interest to do things in a way where all human beings are in position to benefit from whatever the system is that is in place that we are cooperating with. It's counterproductive to compete against another person. Because what is it that you're competing for? If we are all existing on the same planet with the same resources, we're all breathing in the same air, we all have and share the same problems. Cancer is a problem for all human beings. Heart disease is a problem for all human beings. Mutations, sickness, discomfort, all of these things are a problem for every human being on the planet, regardless of what culture you're being raised in, regardless of what language you speak, regardless of what your religion is. People will say things like, well, God protects me and protects my family, and I'm thankful for that. Well, in essence, wouldn't it make sense that if God is protecting you, that he's also protecting others? Because if others don't have protection, then that means that they are subjected to something that you're not, because you are protected, which means that you have an edge over the next person who doesn't have that protection, right? But protection from what? Now is the question, what are you being protected from? Well, the world, there's bad people out here. I want you really to examine and to study people for a moment. When you look at someone who behaves a certain way, who does certain things, whether it be violence, murder, any type of negative behavior, any type of behavior that's not becoming of a respectful human being, and you examine the type of environment that they are a part of, the type of environment that they have been exposed to, you'll begin to understand why they are behaving that way in the first place. I mentioned in the beginning of the video that human beings are reactionary. We are reacting to our environment all the time. All you have is your reaction and your response to the way that things are wherever you are. Just like if you walk outside of your door, on the inside of your door, there's heat and the temperature is comfortable, and you walk outside and it's freezing cold. You're going to adjust and respond to that temperature change. You see what I'm saying? You didn't do anything until you walked outside the door. Until you walked outside the door, you were just in your house, warm, comfortable. There was no need to react to anything because there was nothing that was happening that would cause you to react to anything. And this is human beings in a nutshell. We are reacting all the time to something. You don't just sit down and think of something crazy to do. Most of the time, if you're doing something crazy, it's a reaction to something, meaning that something is at the root cause of that behavior. So the way that human beings interact with one another and behave is a direct reflection of the culture, the environment, the conditions that they are living in, period. So the established system that we are a part of has played a huge trick on everyone, because that establishment has everyone thinking that the world works a certain way, and it does not. You're cooperating with an illusion, something that's not even real. Just like money. You're using a piece of paper or an electronic digital number inside of a computer in order to get things that you want. And the amount of that thing that you have, which is money, the amount of money that you have determines where you can live, what type of car you can afford, what type of house you can afford, what type of education you can afford, what type of clothes you can afford, what type of food you can afford. Within this illusion that you're living in, that's the only place that money works, is inside of the system that we're living in. So many would say, well, this is the reality that we're living in. It's only the reality because we collectively are a part of and cooperating with this illusion. Just because we cooperate with the illusion doesn't mean that it's real and this is actually what's happening. The same way that you can believe that the world is flat. Does that mean that the world is flat? People believed that the world was flat for hundreds of years before science proved them wrong and revealed that the world is not flat. But that means someone had to expose the illusion that the world was flat. The same way that I and many others are exposing the illusion that this established system is real and is the way that life is for us. I'm exposing the fact that this establishment that we're a part of is an illusion, and what is real is the way that we interact with each other as human beings, the way that we cooperate with each other as human beings. That's the realness, because the illusion is what is being projected to you every day. You want to get ahead. Got to be the best. You want to strive to be the best. You got to be better than everyone else to be the best. You want to be successful. You got to go out there and you got to take it. You got to take what? These are the images and these are the concepts being projected to you constantly through the media, through movies, through television shows, through commercial. It's constant and it's such a bombardment of information, but it's false information, because the reality is you were born a human being. You have something in common with every person on this planet. You breathe the same air. You take a shit. You piss. You understand the point that I'm making? We all do the same things. You got to eat. If you want to sustain and nourish your physical body, you have to eat. Every human being has to eat. Every human being has to take a shit. Every human being has to piss. We're the same. It doesn't matter if you're Catholic or if you're Muslim. You got to take a shit every day. It doesn't matter if you black or if you white. You got to take a piss every day. It doesn't matter what language you speak. Somebody that you know or you might get cancer. We're the same. It doesn't matter what culture you're being raised in. Somebody gonna get heart disease. We're the same. So the illusion that we're living in is the illusion of us really cooperating with the system that has been established. But that system is not designed to benefit all of us. You understand? That system is designed to keep us all subservient to the system instead of producing an abundance for all of us to enjoy, so that we all can live an abundant life on this earth as human beings. And that is the trick that is being played on you, on me, on everyone. It's a trick. But it's false. It is not real. But we're making it real. The same way that you can believe something that you've never seen. I'm not going to say we all, many of us believe in God. Has anyone ever seen God? No. You understand? You can believe in something that you've never seen. You can believe in something that you've never witnessed. Does that make it real? It makes it a reality for you as far as your existence in it, because your belief is making it real to you. So it appears to be real to you, even though there's no evidence of it even being there in the first place. But your belief is making it real to you. The same way that we believe when we go to the store and we use this money to buy something that we're going to be able to buy it. We're making it real. So what do we do about it is my question. How do we actually change it? What is the alternative? The alternative is a resource-based economy. Why do I always talk about this? Because as a human being, do you truly desire to see human beings suffering, or do you truly desire in your heart to see all human beings being provided for and living an abundant life? Think about it. Just think about this. If there was no one that was being deprived of anything, no one on this earth, no human being being deprived of anything, what would people do? What would their behavior be like? I want you to think about that. What would your behavior be like? Just ask yourself the question. How would you behave if you were never deprived of anything again in your life? No deprivation of food that you want. You never were limited or restricted by where you could live. You can live wherever you wanted to live. Live in whatever type of home you wanted to live. Not have to go to a job that you hate every day. You can actually volunteer to do something that you enjoy doing. If you didn't have to work for money, what would you do? Matter of fact, that'll be a good video. I'll probably make that next. If you didn't have to work for money, what would you actually do in life? You would do what you enjoy doing. You see what I'm saying? You would do what would actually give you fulfillment, whatever that is. Some people are artistic. They like art. Some people like music. Some people like helping other people who are in need of help. These are things that you would do for no money. You would do them for free. So if we have a way to make everything free for everyone, which is what the free world order is about, and the tool to do that is a resource-based system, a resource-based economy instead of money. That's how we can actually accomplish that. And this is why I reinforce the same message every video I put out. Every day I make a video, I'm reinforcing the same thing. These videos are going to get out. You guys are going to share these videos. People are going to see them. They're going to wonder, well, what the hell is this black guy talking about? What is this resource-based economy thing? It actually makes sense. Hey, I never even thought about that. That's why these videos are intended to be thought-provoking, to get you thinking. Because the system doesn't want you to think. This established system does not want you to think at all. They just want you to consume. Spend money, buy shit, and keep your mouth shut. Go out, enjoy yourself, have a good time, have fun. That's what they want you to do. Consume, consume, consume. But what happens when things take place and you're not accounted for? Things like sickness, things like diseases, cancers, things that fuck up your income. And when your income is interrupted, it disrupts your entire household. What happens then? What happens when the prices of things are so astronomical that you can't afford to have them? Things like healthcare. What happens then? The establishment, it doesn't give a shit about you. Ultimately, at the end of the day, all it cares about is you consuming, buying shit, and keeping the economy and the engine going. Because the longer that it goes for, the more wealth is being extracted from the bulk of human beings. And that wealth is moving to a few human beings that created and are in control of this establishment. And you can see it in all forms. It's in politics. It's in business. It's in big corporations. That's what this establishment is. It's designed to keep you at the bottom of the system, at the bottom within society, and subservient to the structure of this establishment. That's what it's designed to do, and it works flawlessly. People say, though, the system doesn't work. It does work. That's what the problem is. The system works very well. It does exactly what it's supposed to do. Keep you subservient to it. That's the job of this establishment, and it does it well. It does work. It just doesn't work for you. So on that note, let me get off of this. Make sure that you like the Facebook page, subscribe to the YouTube channel, share these videos on all social media. Share them on Facebook, share them on YouTube, share them on Twitter, share them on Pinterest. I don't even have a Pinterest account yet, but I got to get one. Share them on Instagram. I got to get one of those too. Share these videos. This is information that is going to benefit all of humanity. I don't care what you do, who you are. A lot of people feel like, oh, well, this guy's talking shit. Things ain't going, we're never going to have that. We're never going to have a resource base, whatever the fuck he's talking about. They'll never let that happen. Who is they? This is what I'm talking about as far as the trick that's being played on you. You're thinking that there is a they. They represents a few hundred people on the planet. We represent billions of people on the planet. And you cannot stop the collective movement of a mass of people that want to change something to benefit the entire mass of people. You can't stop that. So it's my duty, my responsibility to put this information out. And if need be, it'll just be one at a time. One person becoming aware at a time. It will create a viral effect, because nothing makes more sense than what I'm talking about. And I'm not saying that from a perspective of me bragging about it. I'm just telling you guys think about this shit. Think about what I'm saying. You don't hear me talking about bullshit for long. I always bring the message back to what it is that we're here to do. The free world order is here to change our perspective as human beings so that we can utilize what the planet has for us here with science and technology and apply that to the management of the resources that we have on our planet so that we can use clean energy, clean air, clean food, all the things that we want and enjoy having. And we provide all of those things in abundance for all people. That's it. That's the message of the free world order. That is the objective of the free world order. That's the intention of the free world order. I'm not here for nothing else other than that. Oh, well, it's never going to happen, Mark. Yes, it is. We're going to make it happen, and that's it. It is what it is. It's the only shit that makes sense. How much of this shit right now that goes on makes sense to you? How much of the shit going on with Trump makes sense? Or any president? Did Obama make sense? Did the Clintons make sense? Did Bush make sense? Do they make sense? How much has your life changed as a result of who was president? It doesn't matter. You see what I'm saying? The established structure and the established system is what we're cooperating with. They distract you with politics. They distract you with sports. They distract you with entertainment to keep your mind off of thinking about the way that this establishment is so that we can actually transition into something that's totally different and better, something that provides for every human being. That's not what we have now. But anyway, let me get off of this. Like, subscribe, share. Join us with $1 a month Contribute to the Free World Order. Help us raise $1 billion for starters to build that first city. And once we build the first one, it will be the domino effect. We'll continue to build more cities in perpetuity. All right, Mark Fuller signing off. You guys take care. Have a great one. Holla at me, comment, give your feedback. All right, let's go. Deuce.